Hello YouTube, Mill Pro Akron again. So, did I touch off a firestorm with my Alex Jones video? Not so much. I guess his followers are kind of sissies and they kind of gave up the fight after a while. There only seemed to be one guy anyway. But, so, I've gotten a lot of comments and questions like, so you're just one of those head in the sand people who don't understand what's going on around you and blah blah blah. Well, is there a globalist conspiracy? Is there an agenda to push the world towards one world government, new world order, whatever you want to call it? Let's see. Duh. Haven't you read any of your history in the last 100 years? People have been talking about this since Theodore Roosevelt. Okay? Everybody from Teddy Roosevelt to Al Gore have openly discussed global governance, one world government, a body like the UN, if not the UN itself, just running a collaborative government that controls everything around the world. And it's not a secret, is my problem with a lot of the conspiracy theorists. They're not keeping it a secret. They're talking about it every day. They're discussing it right now in the halls of the United Nations. The only problem is they don't include us in that conversation, so does that make it secret? Maybe. But they're throwing it in your face every day. So, yes, there is, the globalist agenda. Something I'm very much opposed to. So, Alex Jones being opposed to that, I guess we have that in common, okay? But, oh, and one more thing, those murals on that airport in Colorado, I think it is, that's some freaky shit. And that, people need to look more into that, find out, because that artist, at a minimum, should be in a padded cell somewhere. But does it have some sort of secret meaning? I don't know. But what I do know, and what I don't like about Alex Jones, is that he thinks that people in the military are mindless automatons that are just doing the bidding of the New World Order, that we are puppets of some secret regime that's really running the world. And that just isn't true. It just shows that he doesn't understand the military, he doesn't understand military people, and he doesn't understand what we do for a living. Because our loyalty is to each other to a much greater degree than it is to our leaders. So if our brothers and sisters were just being killed off by some regime, some secret puppet master somewhere, I don't think we would tolerate that. And the other aspect about the whole SEAL Team 6 thing is that if you're going to send a message to people, I would pick someone other than like Delta Force or DevGru, people like that, people who can go down to Radio Shack and Gander Mountain and overthrow a government. Okay, those are not the kind of people that you send a message to, because there would be a very quick, change of mission right after that. And if you're concerned about people exposing your global cabal or whatever it is, the people who know everything and the people who can find you and reach out and touch you no matter where you are in the world, those are not the ones you want to put, on your bad side. So, anyway, that's why it's all a bunch of bullshit. And Alex Jones believes that everything is part of this conspiracy, and everything is not part of this conspiracy. If you want to know a conspiracy, go find out why the United Nations and everybody else on the planet has let the Burma, military junta massacre people for 60 years and do nothing about it. Okay? Go look into that. Go find out, because I would like to know. There's another conspiracy you should look into. I want to know why the show Vengeance Unlimited was canceled after 15 episodes, because that was a great show, and it should still be on the air. Michael Madsen, shout out. Anyway, that's why Alex Jones and I have a big disagreement, because he doesn't understand the military, and I'm pretty tired of idiots who don't understand what we do for a living, trying to explain to the world that what we're doing is, we have no control over what we're doing, we don't know what we're doing, and, we're just brainless, and we're just like drones or zombies, and, we're just out there, we're going to commit martial law. Here's another thing. There are more cops in the United States than there are soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines combined. So, martial law, here's why it won't work. Let me tell you why it won't work. They're going to declare martial law and we're going to just take over the United States. Okay. When we first invaded Iraq in 2003, our generals asked for 600,000 troops. That was what they said was the minimum safe number of troops that would be needed in order for us to control that population of 25 million people in Iraq, in a country that size with that many people. Okay? We did it with 220 some odd thousand because we didn't have that many troops to be able to put on the ground at that time. Thank you, Bill Clinton. So, how many people are in the United States? Well, that we know of via the census, 320 million. And our country is several times larger than Iraq. It would actually take 10 or 20 million soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines to be able to implement martial law in this country. It's the reason why we haven't been invaded. It's the reason why even our greatest enemies in, recent history, of the Cold War, Russia and Korea and China, they never planned on invading this country and trying to occupy it because it's impossible. They don't have enough troops to do it. And so to think that we would be able to do it and control our own population through that is just ludicrous. Now, could you do it on a smaller scale, or regionally, or maybe a city, during a certain incident? Sure, you could do that. But the same people who say that the government couldn't help people during Katrina and how it was a monumental failure think that that government can control the entire population. That's insane. Because you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. You say, well, our government sucks so bad we couldn't even help people after a hurricane in one city. But you think that that same government is going to be able to marshal all those forces and control everything that goes on in the United States. That's why you're an idiot. And that's why you're always going to be an idiot. But, look into that Michael Madsen thing and that Colorado mural thing. You keep yourself busy with that, because those really bother me. Until next time, this is Milpro Akron. Train safe, train hard, stay alive, and don't be an idiot.